Hi everybody and welcome back to some more racing videos here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here. Now in today's video we are back on TT Isle of Man doing some more racing, and in today's episode we're testing out another bike, and this is one we're just about to buy, and it's the EBR. I told you in the last episode we'd trial out as many bikes as we can, and this is the next one on the list, so we're going to jump straight into the garage, buy it and trial it in a race. It's going to be awesome, so here we go. Cha-ching, there goes loads of money, but hopefully the EBR will be a worthwhile purchase. But like I said, I'm going to trial out as many bikes as I can throughout the career, so this is the next one on the list. But let's have a look at the stats first. Now I do believe it's not the best in its class, so yeah, not too bad looking at it, but it's going to be an awesome bike. So let's get straight into trying it out in a race. So here we go. Right, so here we go with this first experience on the EBR, and we've got two TT style races around Super Hillside in Wales. Now this is a perfect circuit for a first experience because it's got difficult corners, long straights, so we can have a good overall experience. So let's get straight into it, and I think we are fourth out in this TT style race, so we're going to be chasing down 3 other bikes, so let's see if we can get a good start. Now I will give you my overall opinion of the bike at the end of the second race, so let's see what we can do. Alright, let's get into this first corner. I've got no idea what the handling's going to be like on this bike. I do like the livery on it. The black and white looks absolutely fantastic. I would love that sort of style on my bike. Alright, that's not too bad into those first couple of corners. Let's just try and take it easy so we don't make any mistakes. Oh god, didn't like that turning in. It's just a little bit twitchy there, but it will take a little time to get used to this, because the last bike I had a go on was a 600 and they just handle so different to the 1000cc on this game. It's not just about the acceleration and the top end, the turn in is so different. You've got to be so careful. It's so easy to come off the bigger bikes. Right, so that's not too bad through there. Let's try and open the taps and see what this bike is capable of. Oh my god, caught a bit of the edge of the side there, but managed just to hold it, and oh my god, almost up to 190 there. So this bike is pretty decent in a straight line, and it's not handling too bad around these turns. Right, slow it down through here, and then we can open the taps up again, and we are catching up with the bike in front of us, so we're not doing too bad. Hopefully we can win these events, and it will be hopefully a good first experience. Now one thing I'm noticing already, I don't really like the sound of the bike. It doesn't give you the same sort of sense of speed from the sound, if you know what I mean, guys. It just sounds a bit talky. I don't always like those sort of bikes. I like bikes that rev that little bit higher and have that different sort of tinny sound. But it doesn't mean this isn't a quick bike. It just doesn't sound quick, if you know what I mean. You look at the speed and you wait a minute, am I really going that fast? Because it doesn't sound like that. And my Aprilia RSV Millie used to be like that. You just used to accelerate through the gears, and then you look down and thought, oh, I'm not going that quick, and then you realise that you're going over 150 miles an hour. It's just ridiculous. It's just different, that different sound on this bike. That's one thing I am noticing. It doesn't feel very good through the slow corners. Maybe that's just me, but it definitely accelerates pretty well once you get into the third gear. It has quite a bit of power there. I do like that. Right, let's keep it steady. So that's not a bad first lap, and we are closing in on the bike in front of us. So we are up on the time, so we are doing well at the moment. So that's good. Hopefully we can get a good result in these 2 races. Right, so I hate this corner. This can be very tricky. Let's try not to hit the curb. Nice and smooth, not too bad, and power. It definitely feels powerful up the hill on this bike. That's much smoother through there, and we are starting to feel a little bit better on the bike now. We've got the hang of it. The brakes don't feel too bad as well. That's always a positive on the bigger bikes. Right, let's try and be careful over this section, and again that wasn't too bad. So the suspension feels pretty decent on the bike, so that's another positive. So far it doesn't feel too bad. Acceleration, top end, it's not amazing, but it's okay. And the only thing that I'm not liking is the sound. It's the only thing. Let's see if we can catch up with this bike here and see if we can get past. We are gaining on him, and we should be okay. Keep it nice and steady through here. And I really hate having bikes close to me on this game. They still haven't fixed the AI. They still run into you in the slow corners. And we are really getting close now. We're in his slipstream. We should be able to get past him. And do we have the power? Let's see what sort of speed we can get up to on the straight. 190, 191. Oh, 191. That's not bad. Right, slow it down. Let's see if we can get nice and tight into this turn. And be a little bit smoother. That was a bit better. Getting used to it now. Right, now we've got a bike sitting behind us through these turns, and this is what I don't like. I've been taken out so many times on these corners, and it's funny because the AI seem to be quick through these sort of corners, but once you get onto the longer sections, they seem to lack the pace. Right, let's keep it nice and controlled through here. Keep it in the middle of the road. And I would love to try out this road circuit on my bike. I really would. I think this is a perfect sort of... It's got such a good mixture of corners and straights. It's quite open as well. It's quite a wide road on a lot of parts of the circuit as well, which I like. Let's try and keep it up through here. This is a much better lap. And now we go into the third and final lap. Can we win this first TT style race? And then we're going to have one more to go. And what I will do, guys, at the end of the video, I will give you a clip of one of the best laps of one of the races as well for you to watch, because the replays on this game are amazing. But I will also show you two bikes which I want you to vote between for the next video, because I have still got quite a few credits, and I will let you know whether I'm going to decide to keep hold of this bike as well. Right, that's not too bad through there. Trying to pick up a bit of pace. Let's see if we can go on a quicker lap here. And we've still got some bikes sitting behind us. He's managed to keep up with us. Right, let's be careful through here over this little bump in the road. Ooh, that's not too bad. Oh God, had the wheel up there. Just accelerating out of that section. That was awesome. Right, let's just keep it nice and controlled. And hopefully we can get up to a decent speed. We definitely are feeling very comfortable on this bike. And I will actually say I'm actually going to keep this one. I actually like this. I don't know why. The handling and the braking feel very, very good on this bike, although the stats don't really say that compared to some of the other bikes. But the only thing I don't like is the sound. But I think I can put up with that for the fact this bike does actually handle pretty well. Right, so that's not too bad through there. We've managed to pull away from the bike behind, and we're closing in on the two bikes in front. I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to get past them before the end of the race, but if we're good on time, it won't matter, because it is a TT style race and it's all about the time that you do your laps. Right, let's try and get around this turn nice and smooth. Got a little bit wider, and yeah, that wasn't too bad again, so that was pretty smooth. Let's see if we can just finish off really, really well, and then we will jump straight into the next race. And I think if we get to top spot, that means that we're going to go out first, and I don't always like leading the race. I always prefer to chase down other bikes, because then it gives you the idea that you've got something to chase down, and plus you know if you catch him up and overtake him, you're doing well for time. But we will see how we do. Right, slow it down, nice and turned in, and ooh, that was a little bit dodgy there. Just backed off the throttle a little bit too much. I thought it was going to turn and right into the fence there. Just oversteered slightly. Right, let's just keep it steady through here. Coming towards the end, and where's the finish line? There it is, and we should be okay. And we finish. That's not too bad. A couple of times I felt like I was going to come off, but overall I actually do like that bike. And we finished ahead of the BMW, which is a surprise. Right, let's jump into the next race and see if we can do really well again. So here we go. Right, so here we go with the second race around Super Hillside in Wales. Let's see if we can get an awesome start. We're leading everyone out in this race, so we can't afford to make any mistakes and let anyone catch us up. But at least we haven't got any bikes that we need to be careful to overtake. We can just absolutely go for it and hopefully get to the end and win the event. Right, let's keep it nice and steady through here. Always very difficult on the first lap to get that section done, and that was okay. Right, let's keep it nice and smooth through here. Nice again. We're absolutely flying this time. We're getting used to this bike. And let's see if we can get nicely through this section on the first lap and set us up for the rest of the race. Let's take a little bit more speed. That wasn't too bad. Actually, that was a little bit smoother than we've done previously. So that is good, and we have got just seen a little glimmer of a bike on the map, but he is quite far away, so if we can just maintain that sort of distance, hopefully they won't catch us up. But we absolutely smashed it in that first race, so if we race at that sort of pace, we should be okay. I still think on some of these events they need to up the AI level. Some races they're really difficult to beat, but on others they just seem to be way off the pace, and that might be the case for this event. I mean, you can't tell until you get into the race and test it out, and you never know with the different bike as well. This one might have been really slow compared to some of the other bikes I was racing against, but it looks like this one can compete, so that's another positive. So I must admit, guys, I can already give you my opinion on this bike. I like this. I'm going to keep this bike. I think this is a really, really good handling 1000cc bike, and yeah, it's a little bit twitchy in the slow corners, but I think a lot of the super bikes aren't that great, and you have to be a little bit more careful on your power and your throttle. And yeah, other than that, the brakes are good, it handles really well, but like I said, I don't like the sound of it, but I can put up with that, so it doesn't matter. Right, let's see if we can finish off this first lap, and we should be okay. Let's get a little bit tighter in, nicely done, and accelerates. And this hasn't been a bad first lap to start off with, and I think we've pulled away a little further from the bike that was following us out. So we're not going to have any trouble from that bike. Right, coming towards the end here, and we go into the second lap. Let's see if we can go a little bit quicker on this lap, so we can get a better time. I'm not sure what the fastest lap was on my first race. I didn't actually check. I think it was a 2 minute 27 or 2:28 or something like that. So if we can try and get a little bit quicker than that, that would be brilliant. Right, so let's see if we can pick up the pace through there. And we're a little bit slow through there. Still a little bit unsure on some of the corners on this circuit. But if you've ever raced around this circuit in the evening, this circuit can be a nightmare with that sun glare. But in this time, it's not too bad. Right, so let's see if we can just get a nice line through there. That was nicely done through there again. And we are starting to pick up speed through here, starting to get a little bit more confident, and hopefully we can do some more online racing on this game as well, guys. I haven't raced online for quite a while on this game, a few weeks, and hopefully there's more people on the game now, and since the improvements they've made to the online sessions, hopefully it's a better experience, so we're definitely going to have to do some more of them. And if you check out the video that I've released recently, KPG-GOONER Academy, where I'm going to be doing online events and all the games that show on the channel, and if you've got this game and I do a special event on this game, then hopefully you join me and we can race together. Right, we're starting to pick up some pace. Let's see if we can get up a little bit faster. No, 191 again. Slow it down. Slow it down. Oh god, I thought I was going to leave the braking a little bit late there. That was a little bit better around that corner. And let's see if this lap is any quicker. I'm sure it is, because we have definitely been a lot quicker through some of these corners. And let's keep it nice and tight through here. Let's pick up the pace and keep on going. And that's much better through there. We're actually holding the speed a little bit better through these corners, which is very, very good. Nicely through there. Right, let's start slowing it down. Slow it down, slow it down. Nicely done. Let's get nice and tight in. And oh god, a little bit twitchy there. Again, if you back off the throttle through the turn, you lose the front end so easily, and I almost lost it, but I managed to save it, and you can't always do that on some of these bikes, so that's another positive. You can save it on this bike. I mean, I think when I had the Kawasaki, that was a nightmare. If you just back off the throttle through the corners and you lost the front end, you had no chance of saving it, and I generally used to just come straight off the bike, but I've had a couple of occasions like that on this one, and I haven't come off. So, and again I did it, and again I saved it, so there is very, very good positives with the handling of this bike. There's a little bit more play there, and it gives you a little bit more chance to race the 1000ccs and be able to stay on it. Right, so that's the end of this TT style race. and I'm not sure whether we had a quicker lap. Yes, we did, 2:26.5, so we were quicker than our previous attempt. Right, we're going to get into looking at the two bikes I want you to choose from. Right guys, the first bike out of the two that I want you to choose from is a super sport bike, and it's the Triumph Daytona 675. Those are the stats. I haven't tried out this bike on this game, so it'll be a first experience. Right, let's get into the second one that I want you to choose from. Right guys, the next bike is a super bike, and it's the BMW S1000RR. Leave your votes in the comments guys, one of these two bikes, and I've left you a replay of a lap on that EBR, so please enjoy it.